Well, I meant to do this yesterday, but I I was pretty much beat once I got home. I practically was out of it once I had reached home, and I had a good time on my mini vacation. But by the time I was home, I was out like a light. So, and not to mention it was hot as heck. So that also didn't help either. But without any further ado, it's time! It's time for round 2 of season 19 of the Madden series. And with that, I'm going to set up. And also hello to Brandon. What's up, man? Excuse me. Okay, got it. There we go. But yeah, great to see you there, Brandon. Okay, let me get my pop-out chat, and I believe we'll get started. Oh, well, congratulations on, well, happy birthday there, Brandon. And then there's LD, and then there's Patty. If I have a game today, because you're going to sleep. Well, all right, not a problem there, Joshua, but thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. But you could always watch the replay when you're done, but well, that's awesome though. Happy birthday to Mr. Shelley. Okay. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay. All right. So it took a while to get the free agency period done, but it's done. So from this point forward, well, actually, there is one team that basically every team used their free agent picks, except for Joker, who used 2 out of the 3 that he had gotten through trades and stuff like that. But should he win, he'll be able to get somebody from the free agent pool after round 2. But that's if he wins. If he doesn't, well, that will carry over into next season. But aside from that, who's ready to play? I see that the only person that is a GM that is a GM that is here is LD. So LD, would you like to have your game first? And also, let's see who else we have. Oh yeah, that's right, Patty and then Joshua. Okay, cool. All right, so you're ready. So that means you're up. So of course, being the lowest seed, you're taking on the highest seed remaining, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. So that's where this game is going to take place. So this is a good time to go get snacks and drinks and stuff like that. I do have some water for those who don't know. Hey, what's up, Diamond Light? I was about to. Well, you know what? You're just in time for your own game. I was going to get you, but you're here. So great to see you there, Diamond Light. I'm serious. You're up next, man. All right, so let me get the no, not that. The Giants. That's right. And then so we have the Giants and the Chiefs. There we go. What team are you on? The Chiefs. Thanks to your good friend Jose Blanco, the guy who drafted you. But yeah, and it's not just you, but it's also your good friend and your brother from another mother, Najee, who's also on there. Okay, so let me. You know what? I may as well start with the Chiefs since Diamond Light's here. So let me let the Chiefs know, and then I'll let the rest of LD's team know. In this case, we're at Kansas City because, well, well, Mahomes is not Satin. He's not. All right, so let me get Jose though. Let me get Jose. Yeah, it's a road game, sadly, but that's unfortunately the, of course, by picking first in the draft, you also get the lowest seed, and of course, picking last in the draft, you get the high seed, and so on and so forth. But so far, you've done pretty well. I mean, so far you've having thunderstorm. Oh no, I'm sorry about that, Patty. But I'm hopeful that it comes and goes and without incident. I'm hopeful for that. But I mean, of course, the Chiefs are not invincible. We have seen them lose before, but they are the odds-on favorites, though. Oh, there's Jose. I was about. Well, I just got you there. So, all right. Let me get. Who else do we need? Oh yeah, Najee. Let me get him. Oh hey, what's up, Azrael? All right. It'll take some time for the cooler to. I'm just letting those know, but it's good to see you there, Azrael. And then who else? Hey. Oh yeah, and then Elmeister and. All right, and then last but not least, our good friend Jen. Wait, did anyone? Oh, of course, the chat broke. Then we also have Clinton. Great to see Clinton here. And Riley. Hmm. Who knows? Maybe one of these days I probably should put Riley in this series. Just because he is cool like that. But aside from that, though, it's great to see you there, Mr. Ruthless Riley. The old Spike main. Okay, got that. All right, and now let's get LD's team ready. So we got. Oh, by the way, Azrael. Believe it or not, you got picked up by LD. So LD used her free agent signing that once your team was eliminated, the Jaguars were eliminated. She picked you up, so now you get to work for LD now. And then Brandon Cuevas is here, so then the only other people I need to get are Carol and Leo, as I don't have a way to contact Wally. So let me get Carol. And the youngins are apparently eating popcorn. And then there's Primetime. Hey, what's up, Primetime? There we go. And then last but not least, and then Leo. There we go. Got him. Patty, why did you hide him? Wait, hide who? Wait. Oh, no, wait. Nope, didn't hide him. I think, oh, okay, so it was the cat. Silly cat. All right, now that we got everybody, now we can start the game. I just wanted to make sure that I reached out to everybody. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, cats can do silly things like that. It's weird like that. But aside from that, good luck, and may the best team win. I mean, of course, the Giants and the Chiefs are they are on different ends of the spectrum. But we have seen upsets happen. Hey, what's up, Brandon Cornwell? Or technically Spike Ryan in this universe, but how's everything going there, man? We're just starting the first game of our second round. Oh. Yeah, I could see that happening, Patty.
From GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City.
And hello to Carlos Larry.
Edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Not a problem there, Brandon. Although, actually, the first round, like, your team already had a first round bye, so if anything, you really didn't miss anything. But I appreciate that you're here, so it's great to see you.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New York Giants.
Well, it is perhaps the best home field advantage in all of football, and certainly the loudest, as we welcome you to GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Tonight,
yes, it is an uphill battle, but of course, since they do have a talented quarterback, and of course they did come up with a huge upset against the Packers. Nope, not yet, primetime, but hey, do stick around though. And that whoever's available at the end of this game will be part of our second game of the doubleheader. Hey, what's up? Blaze Radio, how's it going, man? I hope everything's going well with you. But yes, Ice Blaze. Dun 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 dun.
The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City.
And they will take the knee to start the game.
Kickoff, it'll come out to the 25.
Okay. So to go through the players on the offensive side for the Chiefs, of course you have Patrick Mahomes, because of course you do. But you have the wide receiver core of the GM, Jose Blanco, Najee, and Elmeister. Oh, of course. Actually, hang on a moment. Well, oh, wait, let me put your Let me put your name on the list. There we go.
First play, Mahomes looking to throw it.
All right, now Mahomes gets a completion and a first down.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Now, defensively for the Giants, you have
That's a good start to the ball game.
at defensive end Wally Johnson, Wally Walter Johnson,
and a quick first down.
and at linebacker Carroll
So for the
Parks.
36 now, 1st and 10.
Okay.
On play action,
And-
it's Mahomes.
Hey, what's up, Tenu?
Trying to lay one up deep.
And wow!
It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas
Just like that,
City
it's
touchdown.
wow!
A great play there.
Not even a minute into the game, and they already have a
And the
touchdown
Chiefs
with a
go
long
down the
one.
field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Well, if they didn't get the wake-up call before the game, they got it right now. 2 plays already in the end
Yeah,
zone.
exactly. Already?
In boxing terms, because whether it's a big shot with your first one or a probing one, a little bit of a jab, the second one was the payoff. That was the big one that landed. 1-2, end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score.
Wow,
7-0.
what a score right there.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone.
Well, like the old saying goes, it's never... So offense is back to where it was, to what it once was. Yeah, it was. I mean, of course, the Giants are... You know, of course, at around the time that this game came out, you know, the Giants were not exactly...
Adoree Jackson on the return. And
Oh, well,
they'll start
that's
this
actually a good
drive
return
just
there
across
to the 31.
30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Well, the Giants are going to have to change defensive strategy if they're going to win. But they also have to answer on offense, and it starts with this man, Brandon Cuevas.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting.
But in addition to
temptation
Brandon,
to try and turn this
you
into
also
an
have
up and down
at
game, almost like
center
basketball, where both teams
Leo
press,
Angel, and then, of
one
course,
team
the
gets
newest
an
pickup
advantage, other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not
at wide
equipped
receiver,
for it. Doesn't matter
Azriel
whether you're
Black.
equipped or not, just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
Well, no, of course not. They hand it off. Well, of course, this was back when they still had Saquon Barkley. But they get 8 yards on that.
Here early on, it doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
2nd and a couple.
Fakes the handoff. They get the first down, and they get to the 49-yard line before midfield.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively.
Of course, if anyone drops out or I don't see him in the chat as often as they probably should, I might just put you in there and take that person's place and their particular position at that point.
And try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
All right, well, they get past midfield, and they get 5 yards on that run.
Bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though,
do not try to turn it into a shootout with Kansas City. Absolutely. Now, if you can get a good one, if you can get a quick one, then great. But aside from that, that's what they got to do.
They'll set up a throw.
That's what they did do in I forgot the numbered Super Bowl, but
brought down with a first down as the
let me see. It was
a gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
oh, I believe it was at Super Bowl 25, I think. It was the Bills against the Giants for the 1990 season. And the conventional wisdom was that if it turned into a shootout, that it would have favored, at the time, Buffalo. But in running the ball and doing it slow but steady,
Back to throw now on first down.
then that's what the Giants did, and that's how they won that game. Oh, Maddie's asleep? Oh,
This
okay.
duo locked in, 14 yards there and a first down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer.
All right, and a completion.
So far. Running, passing, doing what they
Well,
want.
we'll see what happens there, Carlos. No guarantees, but I'll do everything I can.
And it's second down. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handling
Also,
their nerves?
I'll keep you guys posted in case there's any changes to this upcoming weekend.
Sometimes the execution isn't
All right, so
there,
2nd and 6.
but flawless so far.
A completion,
Well prepared.
and
Excited
did he
to
get
start
it?
this game.
Oh, fell short of the touchdown by 1, but it's a first and goal.
Not quite enough
And
to
it
get
was
into
to
the end
Saquon
zone, but
Barkley.
What a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're
All
gonna
right,
be set
now
for
it's
the
time for a
first and
goal line
from
stand
very short range.
by the Chiefs.
They'll stick with the passing game as he
And they
looks
got
to
it.
throw. That's caught.
The Giants tie it up.
Touchdown Giants. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the
And what-
Giants respond to that opening drive
And
touchdown.
why were the
with
Chiefs
their own.
celebrating? They just gave up
There was no going
they
through
just
the
gave it.
progressions on
They
that
just gave it
touchdown
up there.
pass.
Like
Yeah, nor was
why
it
did they
necessary.
celebrate?
His receiver won that
Like I
route
would think the
early,
Giants would
presented
celebrate.
himself,
Yeah, there you go.
no reason to
There's
wait.
the guys
Go
that are
ahead, put it
happy.
on him and score a touchdown.
Well,
Graham
the Giants
Gano
do
on for the
respond.
extra point.
Now the question is, can they stop them? That's the big question. Can they stop them? Well, they do tie it up. I think, yeah, that's probably what it is. Out of character. The game's bugging out.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by Darren Waller.
Are we sure I'm on the field? You have it. Wait. I want to say your guy is.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Kansas City taking the field for their
I
second
want to say
drive.
I want to say yes,
This
but
drive here beginning probably with
oh,
a
it's too bad I
motivated
can't
Bruce.
check
Remember
like
offense scored
the
a touchdown on
see.
their last time
Okay,
out.
so,
Looking to
yeah,
repeat that.
Firefox is
Charles'
there.
defense, they were very
Elmeister's
frustrated
there.
after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this
Oh.
drive. And they
Too
both
bad I
have
can't
specific
pause.
outcomes in mind.
That's the thing I hate about this
It
is
comes
like
down
it
to
doesn't
who
let me
execute
pause.
better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll start the drive
Yeah, I
here
do
with
remember
Pacheco.
that.
And nothing much material.
Oh, there we go. Oh, I could just look through player stats. That way I can... team stats. Oh, no. Receiving. Of course, you haven't received anything yet, but... Okay. Scoring summary? Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't let me do that. All right. Well, just so that there's no chance of me making a mistake. Depth chart. Yeah, that's what I'll have to. That's what I have to do off camera. I was gonna say, Jose, you might want to refresh your stream. But no, I could have sworn I did it. But I'll check just to be sure. Okay. Let me go to the Giants really quickly. Okay. I apologize, Jose, but it's just I really want to make sure I did not make a mistake. Okay, so... Okay, center... Okay, Leo's there. Alright, good. Oh, yeah, wide receiver. Oh, my gosh. Oh, but I forgot to... I am so stupid. Okay, I did forget to put him up there. And I also forgot to update him. Oh my gosh. I am so... I feel bad because now I'm like, oh. I had one job and I couldn't do it. Now I have to, edit him. I have to edit, Asriel, but I'm happy that he caught it, but it was like... I honestly thought I had him. I put him on the team, but I didn't put him on the depth chart. So now I have to correct it now. Because, yeah, I put him right here, but I didn't make him to where he should have been. But I apologize, though. I had a sneaking suspicion I might have forgotten something, but I had no idea that I would forget to do something, so... So I feel bad, though. I feel bad because I'm like, oh... Now I have to do this on camera instead of off of it, like I usually do. Wait. Medium. Oh. Okay. Okay. That's the only bad thing about it is just... Yeah. Okay, he's at 80. That's good. He was at 70. I'm trying to get to 87. That's the standard for where I usually put him at. Oh, yeah. There were... Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that you caught it, and I'm just mad at myself, if anything. So no, if anything, I'm upset with myself. So, but no, I'm happy that you caught it because I'm like, oh. But it was a good catch, though. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see, let me add this as well. Okay, let's see. Does that put you at 87, or do I have to add more? I have to add more. Okay. Yeah, folks. Sorry about that, folks. We're doing this live, folks. Okay. I believe it. I believe that. I totally believe that. Oh, yeah. Let me add this here. But, I mean, it's changing the stats that, you know, leads me to having to do these. It's not fun. But it is what it is, though. Alright, let's see. So that put it. It still puts him at 80. Come on. Basically, I'm just adding moves here. Some acceleration. All right. Of course, you also can use some blocking. You know, there's nothing wrong with blocking. Add to the acceleration, maybe. All right. Let's see if that helps there. All right. Now let's see what we got. Okay, 82. That helps quite a bit, but we're still not there yet. So anyway, this is a good time for you guys to go get snacks and stuff like that. I apologize severely that I did not see this when I should have. Okay. Oh yeah, well I already added some of that. There we go. Oh yeah, and this. Can't forget this. Alright, now let's see what that does. Ooh, 86. Almost done. We almost got it. We almost got it. Almost got it, folks. Let's see. Does that put me over the top? Nope. It puts me right where I need to be. Oh. Alright, well, I guess we can do that really quick. So, alright, we're 88. Okay, 88. There we go. We got that. Now I can save. But thank you for catching it. In fact, I do owe it a tremendous debt to you. I just wish I had caught that. Alright, let me look over here. Okay, Azrael, and then I may as well look in and see, make sure everybody else is available while they're at it. Alright, Leo. Okay, Wally, yep. And Carol. Alright. Let me do the same for the Chiefs while I'm at it. Although I think most of them are there. Yep, Jen Wolverine. And then, of course, you have strong safety. And then, last but certainly not least, the wide receiving core. Blanco, Firefox, and Elmeister. Okay. All right, now let's get it done. All right, let's try that again. Thankfully, it was tied at 7-7, so it's not like one team had the lead at that point and is getting a mulligan. No, it was tied 1-1. Welcome back there, Brandon. You're just in time for the restart of this game. Yes. Yeah, clear. All right, there we go. Now we can officially begin. I apologize, folks, for the mishap. Oh, really? I didn't know you were a wide receiver IRL.
Tonight, from Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
Oh, I see. Of course, I also understand that, you know, that some teams already have the number 8, but hey, you never know.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the New York Giants.
From one of the loudest venues in the National Football League, you get a look there at GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium.
Hey, what's up, Dakota? How are you?
Got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night
Well,
matchup.
I will say this, though, for those that are just joining us, I meant to do this yesterday, but I was beat after a long day of travel after my mini vacation. 7-5 and 96. Very interesting.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Arrowhead. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3".
All right, so of course the players are the same as they were, except now I have Azriel in the lineup as he really should have been.
Opponents can practice and prepare each and every
So where is he? Oh, there he is. 88. But this time around, the Giants start with the ball, so we'll see if they get off to a good start or if the Kansas City Chiefs will make a play.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
Brandon drops off the pass, and Bellinger
Bellinger
gets it to within 1, second and 1.
Nice
Oh.
throw there on first down. He located his
Oh, yes, he did.
Nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Maybe a good spot.
Well,
to
I haven't
take a
decided
shot
when
here,
I'll play
second and a
Mario
yard
Golf,
from the
but once I
34.
figure it out, or once I know, I'll let you know. Or if we ever decide to do a switch 'em up, which is something that I do from time to time, where it, like let's say I play Super Mario Brothers Wonder, and then if time still permits, I might switch over to a different game, pun intended.
Back-to-back good plays.
But I'll let you know when.
He'll drop to throw. And this one is going to be
Thrown away, second and 10, incomplete.
Just a little beyond the reach there of his
Andy
receiver.
Katzenmoyer's
That's probably one
number.
He wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
Now a second and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
And,
this one incomplete.
well, that's back-to-back incompletions.
Hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Well, now the defense is starting to.
Get right up on him and stay physical, and that paid off on that
The
play.
defense got 2 incompletions forced, so now.
So back-to-back incompletions.
Well, this one
and
is
that has him staring
obviously
at
going to be a
third
throw,
and
so
10.
let's see if they get the first down. This is huge.
They'll look to throw again.
And then another bad throw. What is going on?
And it's incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force.
I mean, great job by Kansas City to get the stop, but but not the kind of start that you want to have if you're the Giants.
This will be fielded at the 17.
Well, anyway, they'll start at the 27, and it's Jose Blanco that returns it.
The KC offense set to go, led as always.
And of course we have,
a former MVP in this
and of course we have Patty Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes.
Put for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
Hey, what's up, AJ? How's it going, man?
The Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 27.
They hand it off,
to begin the drive.
and they get it to Pacheco for 6 yards.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4. Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first.
And McKinnon gets 2 yards. It's a 3rd and 2. Oh, that sounds fun. You know, one of these days I got to go bowling myself, but that sounds so fun.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of.
Well, now Kansas City trying to get their first down. They've done a couple of runs, but let's see what they do.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. Yeah, this is not going to be enough.
Well, they fall short of 1 yard of a first down.
So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've
Oh, cool.
And some of these runs, while they haven't been
I
successful
did not.
now,
Well, that's pretty awesome
they may
there,
be
AJ.
successful later on.
Fourth down, so Kansas City.
He's going to keep bowling. Oh, I get the joke though.
Is Dory Jackson.
All right. It's going to return it. Gets away, although we have a flag. Let's see. Yes, your team is still in it. You hadn't played yet, but that's all. Nick McLeod.
So holding there on
well,
the
that's now going to put him at the 15 for the Giants. So, all right, it's still 0-0.
I think when the officials look in their manual and see the expression jersey getting pulled, that's a flag coming out every time.
Here we go. 45. White.
They'll look to throw here on first down. The short throw pulled
and they
by
get it
Bellinger.
They get it to Bellinger for a 9-yard gain.
Down, second and right at a yard.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really
nice tackle there by Diamond Light.
Tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that.
But yeah, AJ, your team is still in it. They haven't played yet, but they're still in it. 2nd and 1.
Off the play,
fakes the handoff.
look to throw.
And this time, a completion to Waller.
Getting this one up to about the 35.
And that was for 12 yards.
Time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Good work here by the tight end. It's a crossing route off of play action. They're going to let the slot receiver run a post to hopefully let the defense think they're taking a shot. And then they bring the tight end underneath, and it winds up a first down.
They hand it off, and Saquon gets 5 yards on that.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Second and 5. That's complete to his tight end, Waller.
And, of course, Waller with another catch, and they get it to midfield. 1st and 10.
Last time, now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, Brandon doing much better this drive. I guess he must have gotten whatever jitters he had in the first drive of the second take of this game. But now it's at midfield.
Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep.
And another completion.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second
and that was to Waller again. So far, Waller has been a huge factor thus far.
Completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game.
2nd and 3. Fakes the handoff.
They'll throw. A short one here, secured by the tight end Waller.
And Waller again with another completion. So far, Waller has been proven to be a big part of why they are moving down the field. So it looks like the Giants are going to Waller until somebody can prove, until someone on the Chiefs can prove to stop him, is what I was trying to say. Well, anyway, that's the end of the first quarter, and at the end of the first quarter, it is 0-0.
Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. Black 40.
Yeah, they should definitely do that.
He finds his man.
Hey, what's up, Najee? You're in just in time for your game, man. And that's Azrael Black's first reception. But it looks like they're trying to go for the quote-unquote West Coast offense that the Niners used to do back in the day.
They'll look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man.
And that's back-to-back for Azrael Black.
But it's another 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Let's go now. 10 black.
Well, you're on offense as a wide receiver, Najee.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. That's complete to Slayton.
Well, they got it to Slayton, and the guy that was supposed to cover, and the guy that was covering him. Well, let's just say he took a gamble and it did not pay off. Take a look. Yeah.
And now they can look across the field.
Yep, number 38 went for the interception, but he didn't get it, and as a result, Slayton got the job done, and it's a touchdown. Giants. Yeah, he went for the ball and he missed. It's like, if you're going to do it, you better get it. If not, get a hand on it.
It's up, it's good, and the Giants.
Well, anyway, the Giants take the lead now.
So that drive consumes 9
well, now it's up
plays
to
all told.
Kansas City to answer back.
By a touchdown by the New York Giants. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And he returns this to the 22. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
Okay.
They'll be looking to match that touchdown.
All right, so starting at the 22 is Kansas City.
First down.
But yes, as far as Najee is concerned, in fact, on the offense, once again, it is the wide receiver core of Najee, Elmeister, and Jose. So what you have is a three-headed monstrosity at wide receiver. Let's see what happens here.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nowhere
Well,
on
they
the
go to
interior of
Pacheco,
that defensive line.
but he gets
He'll get
nothing
back
out of
over
it.
to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Officially,
Like,
no
especially
gain
when
on
they
the play,
run,
and it's second
tackling
down.
is going to be key.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because
Yep,
you
Dexter
can't move up to the
Lawrence,
next
of
level
course,
if you don't
proving
take care
his
of him
worth.
first.
Now Mahomes
They're going to go for a
throwing on
pass.
second down. Looking left side.
Well, they do get the first down,
And he's going to be brought down right there after the catch at the 34.
and it was to who else? Najee for 12 yards.
To win
So
any
Najee
route,
gets his
you gotta
first
break
catch.
down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
And Mahomes going to run it.
And he'll be taken down, but not before
And he got
works
18
it
yards
past
on that.
the 50. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Hey, we know Pat Mahomes can run it. We saw it right there, but you get the sense when he takes off, every Chiefs fan is just saying, hey, be careful.
You get the sense, right, that everyone's holding their breath?
Yes.
And no one's exhaling until he gets up? Well, that makes perfect sense. But the reason that play works well for him when he decides to keep it and run, because of the respect
I mean,
for
great
his
run
arm.
there by
He throws it
Patty
so well and
McHolmes.
so often that when he does make the decision to run, it's usually wide open.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And McKinnon gets 2 yards on that run, 2nd and 8 at the
They
45.
suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
This is 2nd and 8. Now Mahomes.
Mahomes,
He's going to find his
another
tight end
completion.
Gray complete. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 34-yard line. His first catch of the game, good for 11.
And it was by
and a first
Gray.
down. Two minutes on the clock.
Yeah,
second
absolutely.
quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Of course, by the time I get the next edition of Madden, like, who knows what the Chiefs are going to look like? And likewise, who knows what the Giants will look like? They could be better, or they could be worse.
Mahomes now on 1st down. That's complete.
And a
Travis
completion
Kelce.
to who else? Travis
Again
Kelce,
down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2 yards to go, 2nd down. Now here's Mahomes.
And Mahomes,
Screenplay, McKinnon.
nice screenplay to McKinnon, and a 1st down at the 13.
Down to the 13. 1st and 10 in the red zone.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Another completion,
Traffic there, and that's complete.
and
They'll wind up getting 7 on
7
play,
yards
and
to,
it'll be second
I
down.
didn't see who caught that. His name was back to me.
But that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him
Well-
before either guy in double coverage could react.
Well, that was a 7-yard gain as they are fast approaching the end zone at the 6-yard line. They only need 3 yards to get another fresh set of downs.
From the
Yeah,
6
I
now
mean,
on second
on
and
any
3.
given Sunday or on any given game, and upsets do happen.
Now it's Mahomes again.
And
It's caught for the
touchdown, Kansas City. And who else caught it? It's Elmeister. Of course, the last time that we saw him, last time that we saw Elmeister,
30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed.
Great job
And
offense,
I think
though.
We're going to take an extra long look at this one.
oh, that was Jose. Okay. Oh, Well, let's take a look. Was he in possession? Let's see. I want to say he was, but I can't tell from that angle. If they could just lower the camera to his shoes, I could get a better idea of what. But let's see. Let's see what the referees called it, because I couldn't tell from that angle.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown.
All right, so it stays a touchdown.
So they had it right.
So
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point.
So extra point time. And the extra point is good. So it's tied at 7, and that's more or less where we left off at.
That time a 9-play drive. And it winds up
But
with a
now we're going to
chance
find
here.
out if the Giants can score a quick one before the end of the half. Indeed.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
All right, so they'll kneel down and start at the 25.
It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission.
Oh, welcome home there, AJ. All right, here we go. 7-7.
They'll come out throwing here to
Cuevas.
start the drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's
And,
back.
well, a completion
The Giants
and a
gonna go ahead
timeout
and
used
use
up.
the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little
So
over
second and
50
1.
seconds to go in the first half.
I mean, obviously, if you're Kansas City, above all else, you don't want to give up a home
Maybe
run
good
play,
spot to take a shot. Here's
i.e.
second
a deep
yards
pass
to the
touchdown.
34. Back to throw.
Another
Short
completion.
throw pulled in by Bellinger. And they'll get it out
And
just
another
short of
completion and a
45
timeout.
at the 44. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. He'll look to throw.
And
Oh, he had
and a
man
miss.
running
Ooh.
through, but he overshot him.
Overshot it. And if he had gotten it, that might have been a touchdown, but we'll never know. But at the very least, the clock does stop, so they don't have to burn a timeout. Second and 10.
But somehow this ball's overthrown.
Here's second and 10.
Of course, Kansas City is going in nickel packages now.
His
And
throw incomplete.
another incompletion.
That's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now back to throw.
Oh, not a problem.
And that's gonna
And
be
it,
incomplete.
well, it was in.
The coverage
Even if he had caught it, he wouldn't have been able to get much out of that.
And it's 4th down.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first
And
time
unfortunately
one
for
slipped from his grasp.
the Giants,
Now,
they
he goes
don't
back
get
to
very
him,
far down the
he's an
field.
excellent player.
Yeah, great play there to knock the ball away. But like I said, even if he had caught it, he wouldn't have been able to get very far with it, unless he broke the tackle.
Jamie Gillen now on to punt.
Well, now the Chiefs have a chance to go for it. Oh, almost Almost got
And a
the...
fair catch is taken
Well,
at about
he almost blocked the
13-yard
kick.
line here. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Chiefs are going to
However, it was well covered to where they had to call a fair catch at the 13. So in terms of field positioning, it helped out that they got as far as they did. But with this much time on the clock, if you're the Giants, the last thing you want to do is give up a home run play. That's same thing as I had said for the Chiefs, I will say for the Giants.
Seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's
good. Nice spin move, and finally takes him down.
This to the 30, taken down about a yard shy.
And to who else? Najee, number 85.
Throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a first down right out of the gate.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And he's going to be
Pacheco gets 6 yards, but however, the clock runs down and runs out. So at the end of the half, it is 7-7.
We'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. But they are all even to this point. So to see if either side can pull away, let's get you right back out to Brandon and Charles for the start of the second half.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Yeah, very tough, but it's still close. I mean, if the Giants can come up with a big play, then the Giants have a great chance. But, of course, if Kansas City does what we expect them to do, then this game is not going to last very long. I will say that. Of course, anybody that knows.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece, 7-7 our score. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
All right, so first play of the drive. And McKinnon gets 8 yards on that run. 2nd and 2.
Fires up offensive linemen. When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Nice tackle there by McFadden.
2nd and 2 now from the 33.
2nd and 2.
Mahomes now to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis
And
Kelce.
another
And
solid
Kelce's
tackle,
gonna have a Chiefs first down.
but a first down nonetheless, though, to Travis Kelce.
Go as a pickup of 8.
1st and 10 at the 41.
Built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Mahomes firing complete.
And Mahomes, well, that's a 2nd and inches, so 9.5 yards more or less for Jose Blanco.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Running left to give to Pacheco.
And Pacheco gets away.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
Couldn't get him down when they needed to.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 41 past midfield.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Able to find Gray
Well,
here.
gets second in inches.
Good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there. Because
Anyway, nice catch there by Gray.
Like receiver, the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on.
You just get the feeling that if the Giants can get a sack or
wide receiver routes with him,
or a fumble or an interception,
that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he'll be brought down
or at the very least force a punt,
They'll get 3 as the drive
you know, they'll be all right.
It's a
But
1st down.
so far, Kansas City is just slowly but surely eating them up.
Invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he
And
feels
getting
like
another
he can come
first
back
down.
on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st down, McKinnon again.
And McKinnon,
And only a yard this time.
well,
as
that
he's taken
time
down right around the
was
26.
limited to 1 yard. Well, if you could do that, if you could just limit him to a yard each time,
But that means
then
your
you should
defensive
be all right.
ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack.
But in terms
and
of,
not giving
like,
ground.
running plays and passing
So
plays,
from the 26-yard line,
and
here's
the balance that you have to
2nd and 9.
have on whether to run and whether to pass, it does matter.
And a quick throw here, that's
Another
complete.
completion to Jose.
Another 1st down as the tackle
Or I'm sorry, that's
comes at the Giants'
Najee, my
12-yard
bad.
line.
Najee.
A good gain of 14.
He's only had 3 receptions, but 42 yards. That's pretty good.
A while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
1st and 10.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. This will be caught just inside the 10.
And a 5-yard gain.
5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd and 5 from the 8. Here's Mahomes to throw.
Mahomes. Wait a minute. Mahomes. Mahomes! And they caught him!
They bring him down to the
Ojulari got him.
16-yard line.
Ojulari finally got by his guy,
Ojulari.
and they finally got to Mahomes.
And that was the latest example.
Well, I did say that they needed a sack, and they got it. And, of course, Andy Reid not very happy with the offensive line coach for letting that guy get by, for letting Ojulari. I can't talk it. I can't pronounce this. Well, in any event, that's what they needed. However, it'll all be for nothing if they get a 1st down or even a touchdown at this point. Mahomes going to run it himself.
And a nice job there
Well,
defensively
they
to
get to
contain
4th
him
and
get him
4,
to the ground.
and
3 yards
Kansas
short of the
City with
1st
a
down
decision.
marker.
Do they
The
just
scramble
take
good
the
for a
field
nice
goal
gain of
and
10 yards, but
take the
still
lead
4th down.
10-7, knowing full well that the Giants could go down the field and score a touchdown? No, they're going to take the field
He did
goal.
everything he could there, trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough.
They do take it.
Kick here
All right.
is good, and that will finish off this third
Well,
quarter
now the
of
Chiefs
play.
have a lead,
1 quarter remains
but the
here as
Giants
we
just
wrap
need a
up the league
touchdown
on
or at the very
Monday
least a
night.
field goal of their
We'll
own
return more
to tie
after
the
this
game.
break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Butker now to kick this one away.
And, ooh, nice run. Got to the 26, excuse me. does Jackson.
And New York set to take the field. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine.
Oh, yeah, and there you see Jen Wolverine, number 55. Well, for the Giants, Nick Sirianni and Dan Campbell would have gone for it. They probably would have. Fakes a handoff.
On first down.
And
right
throws it away.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Second and 10.
They hand it off this time. Barkley, well, Barkley gets 5 yards, so now it's a more manageable third down.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable third down.
Well, hey, you know,
so they were behind the sticks,
I never said Dan Campbell was the greatest coach ever, but I will say that, you know, he turned that team around.
They're going to look to throw.
Because before then, you know, the Lions were, let's just face it, they were longtime losers. Granted, they were champions of the NFL back in the 50s.
Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should.
I mean, they were a championship team back then, which is hard to believe, but they were.
So to speak.
That being said, though, if they could just tighten up their postseason play, I have no doubt that they can make the Super Bowl. But they just have to fix up any little... Yeah, know when to be aggressive, but also know when not to be. Well, Barkley gets 6 yards on that.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Barkley.
That's true. Yeah, of course. Back then, like back in the 1950s, the Browns were the championship dynasty. I mean, of course, there were other teams, of course. You know, the Lions were in it. Of course, you also had the Giants, and then you had, at the very end of the decade, you had the Colts winning back-to-back.
You're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's
not to mention the fact that the Browns, when they came into the NFL, they had won all 4 of the American football, the All-American Football Conference championships, which, you know, it was supposed to rival the NFL, but it was very apparent that the Browns were just head and shoulders above everybody else. But they, along with the San Francisco 49ers, they were absorbed into the NFL. So that's how they got into the NFL, through the All-American Football Conference, which was a new football league at the time, in the late 40s. Changing it into an audible. And they get the completion. And they got it to Slayton. Now at the 23. Well, now the Giants are approaching the door. They're not in the red zone just yet, but they're getting close.
They're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Left side, he's got Robinson.
And a completion to Robinson. Ooh, that was a bit of a risk, though. But anyway, now it's the 2-minute warning.
Separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on
Oh
a second
yeah,
down.
yeah.
A game
Like
that looks
I
like it's
remember
gonna go down the
ESPN
wire.
Classic did
They come up
a
now on 2nd and 2.
did a simulation type deal.
It's Barkley on the counter.
And
And
wow,
this one down
Barkley,
near 15.
he had a
Just not
hole,
whole
but
lot of
instead he
room
got
to
blown
put there
over
on
by
that
Gay.
No, not at all.
That's
They
his
did a
name,
really
don't
nice
laugh at
job
it.
Staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
But yeah, Gay leveled
In full roar. Here's 3rd down.
third down.
Back to throw.
Wait a minute.
To the end zone.
Oh, they
It's
went for it, but
incomplete.
instead they don't get it.
They've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this.
I was going to ask who wants to go next,
Gano's kick is
but
good.
then
And we are
Atticus
offside
asked for it.
in
So
the final
basically, whoever
stages.
between like when we start the first game to the end of the game, if someone
I tell you,
outright
the
says,
life of a
"Am I
kicker."
up?" or
He has
"May I
not been
play?"
called on the entire
then
game. He's over there by the net, but they
then
send
that
him out
person
here in the
and the
fourth
team that they
quarter
will
and
go
say,
up
"Hey,
against
go
will
tie the
play.
game, will ya?"
And then, of
guess what?
course,
He
the
comes
other two
through.
games
I
I
just don't
will
know how they do it.
let
I
know.
really don't. These cats are a different
Well, anyway,
breed from
it's
you
a
and
tie
me.
game.
That's a pressure kick,
However,
but that one
there's
was
a
never in
minute
doubt.
and 29 seconds for the Chiefs. They don't need a touchdown. They just need a field goal, but they also have to not leave too much time on the
This
clock
one
themselves.
setting up for a great finish.
But if they can get a touchdown, I
imagine
imagine that they will do everything they can.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sideline.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Here's 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes.
And Mahomes dumps the pass off, and a first down,
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield.
and they get past
before going
midfield at the
out of
46.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive, but some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
All right. Well, of course, the Chiefs making a run at it.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain.
I mean, there's
Here's
also,
1st and 10 now.
I can't, definitely don't sleep on the 70s Cowboys.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 30.
All right, 2nd and 1, a completion to Elmeister. That's only his second reception, but it's a big one. However, time is running short. But on the other hand, it is tied, so they have the luxury of taking their time. Pacheco gets another first down. 65 toss power trap. Oh yeah, you can't forget the 60s Packers. Yeah.
Seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's 1st down. From the gun, they will run with McKinnon.
And McKinnon gets 4 yards.
2nd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Second and 6 coming up. Headed straight, it's Pacheco.
Had refresh. Yeah, absolutely.
Final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines.
All right, well, I mean, they ran it, but of course they called a timeout because... Oh, no, wait, that was the Giants who called it. My bad.
Oh, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now. Again, it's Pacheco.
And Pacheco gets 3 yards. Okay. Now the question is, let's see what the
fourth, like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is, he takes care of the ball.
Yeah, we did. We have had 7 years of separate champions. We haven't had a back-to-back in a while.
For Harrison Butker. This to put an end to a wild Monday night.
Is it the 50s Browns?
And he got it.
Well, Kansas City wins on a field goal. Brian Dable, very disappointed, but has nothing to be ashamed of. He took the team, he took the Chiefs to the limit.
Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a
But take nothing away from the Giants. They did everything they could. But the experience of the Chiefs was paramount. The 70 Steelers won it. Oh, yeah, it was a 37-yard field goal. But that's just the experience that the Chiefs have. And give credit to the Giants. They stayed in.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter,
regardless of whether it was 37 yards,
NFL.
17 yards, or 57 yards, it all still ends up the same. 3 points. Now, of course, Mahomes, without a doubt, played the better game. But Brandon was not that far off behind him. It's really the completion percentage that is the biggest difference. 100 to 66. Well, 66 is really good. 100% is even better. So here's some of the rushing leaders. Waller had the most receptions and the most yards, but the highest yards per average, or average yards per reception, was Pacheco, but he only had 1 reception, though. And, of course, Elmeister and Slayton each have a touchdown. Jawan Taylor allowed a sack. Yeah, that is true. That is true. But on the other hand, that's why you play the game. Kansas City could have just as easily imploded, but they didn't. You know, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Although the fact that it was a close game kind of tells you everything. But yeah, Diamond Light got the most tackles total. 1 tackle for loss by Ashawn Robinson. Ojulari, that's it. He's the one with the 1 sack. And then in the kicking game, it was Bucher who had the 2 field goals. He had a 40-yard. Okay, so it was a 27-yard field goal. Okay. Yes, Diamond is a defensive back. He's a he's a safety. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, he's a strong safety. I should say. Excuse me. Gillian had 1 punt, and of course you have Jose with 2 kick returns. and 1 kick return for Jose. Okay. But aside from that, congratulations to the Chiefs as they will await their next opponent in the semifinals. But up next, we are going to feature the Arizona Cardinals and Atticus Black. So, of course, okay, so Ravens, Dolphins. Okay, so it's... No, wait, that's not it. That's it. Oh, okay, so it's the middle 2 teams. We had the 2 teams on the edge, the highest ranked team and the lowest ranked team. But no, these are the 2 teams that are in the middle. And in this case, these are 2 NFC West rivals. So it kind of does fit into the whole division series, if that's what it is. It is going to be the Niners at the Cardinals. So with that, let me just get that set up. Okay. Let me just get the Cardinals, or let me get the people that are involved here. Okay. Oh yeah, let me also update my my Excel sheet. Sorry about that. Okay, so Atticus is here, and then let me get the 2 guys that are with him. So let me get them. All right, so let me get him, and let me get Sonny McCracken, the fastest running back that you can find. Okay, so I got Sonic McCracken and Blade Charge for Atticus. So Atticus, are you ready? And now I'm going to let the San Francisco 49ers know, including their GM, Primetime. Yep. All right. So he's ready. Is Atticus? All right. And then let me get the others. Oh yeah. Let me get Jamar. Oh hey, Blizzard the Wolf. So we have ourselves a real wolf. No, not that kind of wolf. But no, but out of character, yeah. Great to see Blizzard the Wolf. You know, out of all the, out of all the sports teams, there's only one that has a wolf, and that's the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not sure if you're a fan of the Timberwolves, but really they're the only team that has a wolf for a mascot. All right, and then let me get Mike Wasson and then Louis Levanquer, and we'll start. Okay, and then last but not least, Louis Levanquer. Okay, got it. All right, now we can get started. So this is the second game of our doubleheader. Oh, well, you were on the Packers, Tenu, but unfortunately, nobody picked you up in free agency. But no worries, though. I do have the upcoming hockey series coming up, or yeah, I have the hockey series coming up. But yeah, sadly, you got ousted. But hey, sadly, once your team loses, you're out. But hey, but who knows? Somebody could still pick you up, and that being Joker with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because he had 3 free agent signings, but he decided to use just 2 of them. So I suppose he kept one in his back pocket in case somebody he really wanted falls in his lap. Whereas Atticus not only traded away, in fact, I still have the trade, which was at the time a futures trade, but suffice to say, he traded his 2 free agent signings and a future second round pick, for Azriel's future first round pick. So that means that for Azriel, he has 2 second round picks in the next draft, whereas Atticus has 2 first round picks in next year's draft. But in order to get it, he also had to give up the free agent picks, so there you go. All right. Oh, before I forget, let me... No, not that one. Not that one. There we go. Much better. All right, now we can start. I forgot to hit the button, but I had to look and see who still had a free agent pick, and that was... and that is Joker. So we'll find out which team is going to advance. Of course, the lowest remaining seed is going to have to be the one that will face off against the Chiefs.
From State Farm Stadium in
and then it just goes from there.
It's a special prime time edition of the NFL.
And I'll go over who's on which side of the ball in just a moment. I was hoping to either get... Oh, okay, so you're the first. Okay, let me hang on a moment. Let me start taking new teams now. Hang on.
Taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
In fact, you're the first to ask about it.
In Arizona, a dome and air conditioning, those
All
are
right,
two
so
good things to have, and
all
we've
right,
got
so
both
Atticus,
here at
which
State
team
Farm
are you going
Stadium,
for?
just west of downtown Phoenix. Tonight we've got the
I always write down like the name of the team and then the person that wants that is Buffalo. Okay, Buffalo Bills. Oh, you did? Oh shoot! Hang on a moment. And I forgot what was the what was the team that you picked? Clinton. I hope I didn't give away the one team you wanted to Atticus without consulting you. But if not, then no harm, no foul. Atticus is the first one up, but.
And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And you'd think as a young QB there'd be some nerves leading an offense.
Or wait, let me see.
Game, but haven't seen any sign of them right now. And speaking with
it was the Bengals.
Week, sense that the pressure
not that I believe it, but not that I don't believe it. I should say.
Let's
see where's
the expectations on game day. Even if he doesn't quite have the years of experience, other quarterbacks do.
Okay, where's Clinton? Oh, okay. Yes, you did say that. I completely forgot. All right, not a problem. Thankfully, no harm, no foul.
First
Clinton.
play, Purdy wants to throw it.
And well, thrown away.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line.
All right, so the Cincinnati Bengals.
He's going to be dropped following a
there we go.
7 past the 30 to the
all right,
32.
So we got our two teams. Like I said, I do have the order for the NHL draft when we get to that. Okay.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3.
Here's Purdy.
Purdy.
Oh, he had him.
Bad throw. 0 for 2 so far when it comes to throwing.
That was their first down try of the game, and clearly something
NHL
in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up.
Oh wait, that's right. I forgot. I just remembered. I actually I wrote it down in the NHL chat, or in the NHL hockey series draft order.
41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take.
And in this case, it was. Wait.
And a look here now at
the Vegas Golden Knights. That's right.
We're seeing it more and more in this
and of course, your team is the number 3 seed, but conversely, they are the 10th out of 12 teams to pick. Of course, the number 12 team, or the team that is the number 1 seed, I should say, that picks last is of course Maddie and the Flyers, because they're the champs. But yeah. But yes, you have the Vegas Golden Knights. And Clinton, of course, has the Detroit Red Wings. I do remember that. And that Azriel came back to take over the Blackhawks. Those are the ones I know by heart.
Push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game.
Anyway, a first down, and while we were talking about all the things that we were doing, nice handoff to
create space for their running back to roam.
Nice play there to Connor. Wait. Did I put?
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they
yeah.
try again on first
wait.
down.
I got to check to see. Did I put?
Throw. Black. A short one here, caught by McBride. The result,
Nice play there by McBride, but I just want to make sure I hope I did not make a mistake and not put on offense we have the quarterback Atticus Black, but then you also have the running back Sonic McCracken.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And maybe the wrong read there. As
and went for the run play, but Nick Bosa stopped him.
Up third down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner. Because
I mean, of course, we still have to finish off the
That's a pretty good play.
League Championship Series and then the World Series. But then after that, I still have to get the next game, along with the PS5. So they went for a run, but it didn't work.
They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the first. To throw on third down, Black.
And
wow! No surprise there. Chase Young
with a sack. Of course, he was a commander, but then, of course, he got traded to the 49ers, and that's how he ended up there. Now, on defense, you have primetime Sean Sanders at cornerback, and at linebacker, Jamar Games. Well, so far, the defenses have played well. Each team has gotten the other off the field, or their opposing offense off the field. Well, they get into the 21. There you see Sanders also returning kickoffs.
Back out there comes the 49ers
or punts, I should say.
Their second drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see some.
All right, now on offense, you have two offensive guards in Blaise McCoy and Mike Watson, and an offensive tackle in Louis Levanquer for the 49ers. And the lone defensive player for the Cardinals at cornerback, Blaycharge. Brock Purdy trying to find somebody. Well, he gets 7 yards, does Brock Purdy, but it's a 2nd and 3.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on first down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
2nd down and 3. From the shotgun to McCaffrey.
And McCaffrey gets stuffed.
Behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a
loss of 3 yards.
Get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
That was a terrific play.
Oh, there's Jamar.
As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
Well, that's one of the things you got to do against Christian McCaffrey is when you anticipate a run, you got to stop him. And while that is easier said than done, if you can do it, then you have a chance.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5, however.
Purdy now to throw.
Purdy.
Pass
well,
taken in by his big tight end. And he is
George Kittle with a catch and a first down.
They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he gets 4.
And only 2 yards this time for McCaffrey.
It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Oh, wow!
Comes and down he goes.
Blout
They overloaded him
gets the
with a
sack,
safety blitz, and he winds up
a
being
safety
dropped
blitz,
for a
and
loss
it
of
paid
7.
off.
Oh, a free safety blitz, that can be a gamble, but it proves fruitful there.
Yeah, you're exactly right about the gamble because oftentimes the free safety is the last line of defense against a long pass. And when he comes at the quarterback, he'd better get home and make the play. Otherwise, a big play could result for the offense.
Great job there by Arizona's defense. Now it's 3rd and 15.
A tough spot
I mean, that
here.
last one was a
3rd
great
and
play,
15.
but it'll be all for nothing if San Francisco gets it. Now, of course, obviously,
Now
San
Purdy.
Francisco wants to get a first down. Purdy gets the open man and a first down.
Yeah, that's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. We're scoreless.
And, of course, Blanchard got the tackle there. End of the first quarter. And at the end of one, it is 0-0.
Football here to begin the second
But San
quarter.
Francisco got a
As they
huge
got
first
it for
down.
1st and 10.
And you have to think that that was a golden opportunity for them to take control of this game, but instead, the drive continues.
Purdy will set up
Yeah,
and
this
throw
was
here.
when this game came out, they were one of the best offenses in the game. And
he's gonna
Brock
get
Purdy
this
got taken
inside
down
the 30.
uh,
A nifty bit of
after a first down.
scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned.
Great play
pre-snap,
there.
But it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay...
I don't know how
break
Brock
up those
Purdy's
kind of
doing
runs,
this.
It'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
On first down,
They hand it off.
McCaffrey down at the
And
25.
only a 2-yard gain there for
That's a real nice
McCaffrey.
job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who
But yeah,
made
this
the
was
play?
when the
We've been
offense
talking
for the
about when they get the
49ers
different
was
step.
at its best.
Many times you just don't
It's
take
just
any
sad,
step.
though,
Just get your feet
that
moving, get your body going.
time
And
caught
once
up with
he made
him.
the read, he was able to make the
I mean,
play.
there were, like,
Throwing on
I mean,
second
part of me
down,
did
it's
feel bad
Purdy.
because they
Over the middle
couldn't get the
complete.
job done
It's
against
Jennings. And
Patrick
they're gonna have
Mahomes
another
and the
first down as
Chiefs.
Tackles made here at the Cardinals 14. 11 more yards there in this.
I imagine it would have meant
drive
so much for
continues.
the 49ers had they been able to win at least one of those Super Bowls. But then there were also those, NFC Championship games that they lost just short of the Super Bowl, including the
Yeah, this will leave him a yard
including
short.
I think it was
Pickup of 9 yards on first down.
I forgot the number, but it was the one that featured the in the 2021 season. The Bengals and the Rams.
Second and a yard.
Because had they been able to beat the Rams, could they have beaten the Bengals? Maybe. And it's probably likely that they could have, but it didn't happen.
And he hauls it in.
But one thing that did happen is that Christian McCaffrey gets a touchdown, and San Francisco takes the lead 6-0.
And the 49ers post the first points of the ball game as they take
And of course, the
lead here in
coach
this
not too
second
happy
quarter.
with the
Well, he wasn't the guy
the
they were
secondary
initially going
coach,
for, but after going through the progressions,
or the defensive backs coach, rather.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And the man out of the backfield gets in for the score. And now, before we get to the extra point,
we have a
all
review.
touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed? While the
I want to
feet
say
are
he got it,
hopefully
but I
getting down in
I
bounds.
couldn't
That's
quite
what
tell
they're
from
trying
that
to look
angle.
at to see if it all comes together.
Wait.
So take away the touchdown.
Oh,
there, as that's
so it
gonna
was
be
not a
ruled an
touchdown.
incomplete pass.
And it was incomplete. Oh.
They'll look to
Well,
make it 3 for 3
yeah, it
on
was
third down
overturned.
conversions.
I-
They need a yard
I
here.
honestly thought that it was good, but now it's
Looking
3rd
to
and
throw.
1.
That is caught. And the 49ers
And,
are gonna
well,
have a
it's not a
first and goal
touchdown,
coming up
but
as
it's a
they
first
find
and goal
a
at the
way to
1.
convert there on 3rd and 1.
Well, you have to be aware defensively that you've got 2 goals because obviously you're trying to prevent the touchdown, but you're also trying to keep them from getting a first down as well. That time they weren't up to the task, and it's 1st and goal.
They need about the length of the football here on 1st and goal.
Okay.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
And the reinforcements
Well,
coming.
they
They're gonna stop
they
it
they get a
behind
loss
the
of a
line.
yard.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft. And able to
Yeah, there
really
you see
make a
Watson,
big-time
number
play for the
86.
defense.
But give credit to Stills for making the initial stop, and then reinforcements came in to stop McCaffrey.
Back at
I'll
the
just
2
say
now.
this, though.
Here's
If
2nd and
Arizona
goal.
limits this to a field goal, it's to their advantage, really.
Again, McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, well, this time McCaffrey gets it. No doubt about it.
Francisco. Christian McCaffrey.
This time, there is no doubt. It just took longer than they would have wanted it, but they got it, and now they have the 6-0 lead. Okay.
Run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
Okay.
That's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs,
Yeah, he really
stay
is
on the
hard to
field,
stop,
run it,
especially when he was
and
like
he gets it
between
done.
between his rookie year in Carolina,
Jake Moody now for the point after.
all the way up to when this game came out in 2023. The man was an unstoppable force.
lead. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, that's just the one thing that he hasn't been able to overcome is the injuries.
So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down
And
right
nice
around the
return there
25,
by Sonic
the
McCracken,
26
number 54.
officially, so a net
Of
gain
course,
of 1
Sonic
there.
is not just a running back. He could also
So
return
Cardinals offense
kicks.
Back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game.
But yeah, I would
As
have to
we
think
get
that
closer and closer
if
to
CMC
intermission,
gets an
Charles,
injury,
remember last time out they punted.
that might
They
just
would love to
increase
get points here, especially if this is gonna
Arizona's
be their
chances of
final
winning. But
possession of the first
but I
half.
imagine Arizona doesn't want to win that way. They want to win with no excuses. They want to prove that, hey, we can beat San Francisco. We are just as good, if not better, than them. But that's what that's what division rivals do. You know, they want to prove that they are better,
Throwing to start
if
the
not
drive.
better for that day.
He'll get this complete to Rondale
Anyway,
Moore.
nice completion there to Atticus Black, or from Atticus Black, excuse me.
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going
And it was a
for
14-yard
first down.
pass, and we didn't even see who got the pass though. But anyway, a 2-minute
2 minutes
warning.
on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
Ready, set.
On first down, Black.
And then,
that is incomplete.
well, that was a good throw. It was just it was better contested by San Francisco's secondary.
5 wide receivers on the field as a defender. I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Black.
And Atticus throws it away.
There, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The threat of a second straight.
So now 3rd and 10.
Looming as they come up 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That pass complete to Moore.
And Moore gets the catch, but he ran out of bounds. His momentum sent him out of bounds, and
7 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
Oh my gosh! I mean, Atticus can only do so much by himself. He needs all the help he can get, and that does not help.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will be out of bounds.
Although a really good punt there by Gilkin to get it at the 12.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
And then, uh-oh.
Purdy looking.
Oh, hang on a moment. Don't tell me the. Wait, did the live stream go out? Wait. It says it's still live. Okay. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, now Purdy gets it off. Oh, okay, cool. For some reason, the number of people went down to 0, and I was like, uh-oh, please tell me that my stream did not crap out. But thankfully it didn't. But it was like, why was it like that? That was just weird.
Here's 2nd and 10.
But yeah, but for the other 4 teams that didn't get to play, I'll do the other double header another time. Nice play there by Deebo Samuel.
With a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, here's Purdy.
And Purdy with a completion and a timeout. First down and a timeout used up.
As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go.
So 47 seconds at the 25-yard line.
Purdy sets up to throw again.
Purdy goes for the long one, but too far.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Back to throw, Purdy.
And Purdy with, well, this time a completion, but 7 yards and a timeout used up.
Timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Here's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now with Purdy.
Purdy. And wow, what a catch.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Nice catch there by Deebo Samuel.
In search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout.
All right, so the Niners use another timeout, and that's their last one. So let's see if they can add more points before the half. They are past midfield at the 47.
Once more, Purdy looking to throw.
Purdy. Another completion and a missed tackle. However, they don't have any more timeouts. They got to get a play off.
A gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And it doesn't look like they'll be able to do it. They didn't.
So we've reached halftime with a touchdown.
Out of character, I really do not like the time management of the computer players. I'm sorry.
Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay,
I was gonna, yeah, exactly. Spike the ball.
Welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw the former All-Pro Christian McCaffrey up to his old tricks in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So after the made field goal by Moody, he's back out to kick this one away.
All right, so Arizona starts with the ball for the second half, and they will start at the 23.
Will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
All right.
Throwing on first down. Black.
And wow, Atticus just got sacked again. Well, actually, that's his first sack taken. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's his first taken. But lost 9 yards on that, thanks to Nick Bosa.
And that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it?
And before Atticus could even make a play, he just couldn't. I mean, they just can't stop Bosa. Bosa is proving to be the difference when it comes to getting pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back.
But now it's 2nd and 19 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. Black.
And, well, that's a very good,
that one good for 17.
a good 17-yard completion. But now that gets it to 3rd and 2.
Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you'd like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
On 3rd and 2.
Oh, yeah, that's right, he did. Chase Young did.
And he'll be taken down.
Did he get it?
He does have first down yardage.
That was to McBride. It wasn't a lot, but it was just enough to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, but the way the NFL
for
is nowadays,
Arizona.
We hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage, so they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Black.
Atticus. He's going long!
And it'll be
Nope.
incomplete.
Oh wow! I mean that would have been something if it had been caught, but it wasn't. But it was not a bad attempt though.
Look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Again,
All right, Atticus, going the other way. And does he get a first down? He got a first down. Great job there by Atticus. He's doing it all.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st.
All right, 1st and 10 at the 43.
Back to throw.
Atticus gets a completion, but for only 2 yards.
There on the completion, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well.
And that was to Wilson.
Route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch,
all right, 2nd and 8 now.
Any yardage.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Black.
Oh, but Black ran right into Chase Young.
Chase Young able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
We are seeing 2 really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe.
I mean,
just curious
I'm not sure if Atticus didn't see him,
if there any way they can find
but he ran right into him.
Something big to knock them back on their heels.
Of course, I'm out of character. I would probably chalk that up to, you know, the CPU sometimes doing that. I don't know why.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun.
All right, Atticus goes for a long one. Oh, well, was able to get a hand on it. Had he not, that might have been caught. But 4th and 14.
That makes it obviously a little bit harder to
that would have been something if he had gotten it.
There was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play. I mean, there's just no doubt about it. Oh, got away from one tackle, and they get
return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt.
And that was by Sean Sanders. Sean showing us how strong he is.
Offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the 2nd half. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. Purdy.
All right, Brock Purdy.
He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey.
Well, at this point, Arizona has to prevent. They got to get the ball back however they can.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, Purdy.
And Purdy, another first down. Well, right now, if you're San Francisco, as long as you're making first downs and eventually you score, then this game is yours. No doubt about it.
He's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure.
And well, just like what happened to Atticus,
it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Brock Purdy ran into the guy.
Case where a speedy defensive end is a little bit quicker than the offensive tackle.
Yeah, it makes it difficult for a tackle to determine what
exactly
to do.
He ran, or actually he ran into one, or one ran into him, and then it forced him to run into another. But the result is still the same, a 2-yard loss.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. Purdy got his man complete.
And a completion.
So 8 yards
for
completion there. And
that was a 9-yard completion. 3rd and 3 at the 43. All right.
Operating from the gun.
Purdy.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete.
Hey, what's up, Cherry? How are you?
Is now run out on this 3rd quarter of play.
And so that turned out to be a incompletion there. TJ, can I tell you something?
On EA Sports.
Oh, sure. What is it, Cherry? I understand that Switch had his birthday, and I'm happy that he had a happy birthday week that culminated this week or this today. Well, now the Cardinals have the ball back to start the 4th quarter.
This is a good kick as well.
And well, now this is a really good punt because now that puts them inside the 10 at the 8. That was a great punt.
And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And
well, of course, the punter is, as always, the extension of the defense. But what is it that you wanted to tell me?
Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
All right. Oh, hang on a moment. When you played with Star and Snowy, when they didn't start...
On 1st and 10, Black.
Start the game. If I had... What kind of throw was that?
Throwing back across his body. And he'll be brought
what kind of throw was that?
They had him back deep.
I'm sorry.
And now they start inside
well,
the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your catch.
But, I mean...
And San Francisco gets set to go here. Another important
not really. I mean, I kind of understood that Star and Snowy were just, shooting the breeze, so it's all good on that front, Cherry. But no, I was more concerned about what happened in the last play. Like, what? I have no... I don't even know what else to say. I'm certainly not blaming Atticus the person as much as I'm blaming the CPU for that. Oh, well, McCaffrey tripped on his own guy, but it still results in a gain of... Well, actually, I forgot where they started, but it still is 2nd and goal.
Taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Well, if San Francisco scores even a field goal, they'll probably win this. But never mind a field goal. They score a touchdown, and they got the job done. Well, that's probably going to end off the game, but well, I don't know what else to say except that was just a head scratcher there.
About how hard it is to win in the NFL when you turn the ball over, and here a late
but it's all good there,
leads to a
Jerry,
fourth-quarter
if that's what you were wondering.
and a 2-score lead.
And what's more important is being able
But
to
I
take
mean,
advantage when
did
turnover presents
Star reach out
itself.
for you?
You've got to come up with points to make the other guy pay. They're able to do so here, and they've got a pretty good chance now of winning
Focus
this football game.
on the run, throw on the run, and break sack in your other league. Absolutely.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them in plus territory. Excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt.
Well, congratulations to San Francisco. I mean, at this point, it's going to take a monumental collapse on their part to lose this game, but they have it.
So following the touchdown, here's Moody back out to send it away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Does Primetime have any free agent picks? No, he had one, and he already used it.
Back out and ready to go.
And of the people, like, out of all the guys that he could have signed, the guy that he did sign, he signed him as an offensive tackle, and that was Louis Levanquer. And that was all. And the Niners already had McCoy and, well, Blaise McCoy and Mike Watson as guards, offensive guards. But Louis Levanquer was signed up as an offensive tackle, and that goes a long way in helping out Brock Purdy.
And the screen unsuccessfully dropped it.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
All right, 10 or second and 10, excuse me. All right.
Swung out here for counter. And he's able to take
well, third and inches, though.
9 yards, and that leaves
depending on the throwing hand of the QB. Absolutely.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback.
But I mean, of course, that not just that, but also they do help in the run game. You know, especially if you want, like, if you want a dependable tackle that can help with the run game, instead of having to, you know, use your tight end to do that.
The Cardinals on third
if you can get a tackle that's like that, that can help with the run game as well as protecting the quarterback or making running lanes and stuff like that, you know, you'll definitely be in the upper echelon of, you know, upper echelon of linemen, offensive linemen, that is. But that is true. For right-handers, you need a left tackle. For left-handers, you need a right tackle. But regardless, you know, but of course, none of it will matter if the strong side, or the side that your quarterback is strong at, can't hold up his end.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Well, they do get another first down.
And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Back to throw again. A short one here, caught by McBride. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
From the 33, here's second down and 7. They'll look to throw again.
And another completion. Well, looks like all that Arizona could do is just, you know, score a touchdown to avoid the shutout. But unless they can score fast and somehow get the ball back, not looking good.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
I threw away FA picks on purpose after all. Yeah, apparently so. I just noticed Atticus's comment. I didn't see it at first, but now I'm reading it. Well, who knows? The fact that you got yourself not 1 but 2 first-round picks will be to your advantage, especially if you get the guys that you really want.
To throw again.
And then,
that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
Here now, third down. Operating from the gun.
And, well, they got the touchdown. But suffice it to say, too little too late. But I give Atticus credit for not giving up. So the Cardinals do get something on the board.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched.
Nice catch there by Moore. Now, at this point, if Arizona can get an offside kick or make a play or something, all San Francisco has to do is run out the clock.
And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And the Cardinals cap it with a touchdown.
Yeah, a successful onside kick or a turnover. Yep, that's what they need.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And with that last touchdown, I mean, we're set up for a good finish here. Some things to consider, Charles. Obviously, it's a very close game. You're in the fourth quarter. Defensively, they've got all 3 timeouts in their back pocket.
So the chess match really ramps up, doesn't it? Because in these situations, what do? Do you run the ball and kill the clock here? Or do you try and bury them with another score? And how about defensively? Do you use your timeouts at the earliest opportunity? Or wait till you hit the 2-minute warning? So there's a lot going into this one. Let's see how each side goes about their strategy.
And he's going to take this ahead for right.
All right, so second and 7, and we have the 2-minute warning.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
I mean, if they decide to run it on each play, if they can somehow get a fumble, then they'll have a chance, but they got to find a way.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, 4 timeouts they'll have to use.
He's going to get it again, just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And now we'll see
they get 3 yards on that and a timeout used up.
Stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Looking to throw. Purdy. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey.
And a screen pass that, I mean, that could have easily had been either incomplete and that would have stopped the clock, or picked off, but instead it was complete. All right, now it's a 4th and 3. All right. So they got 1:53 with 1 timeout to work with.
As he'll come on to kick this one away.
So this might not be over. But Arizona needs to capitalize. And they'll start at the 31, which is not bad, actually. Not bad.
And that will come the offense as they take over.
Well, you're just in time for what could be the final play, or not the final play, but the final drive of this game. And it's by Arizona, who needs to go the length of the field in order to tie the game and force overtime. That's what's at stake. Now, obviously, if you're the 49ers, if you can get a stop or get a turnover,
he's back to throw.
And oh, second and inches.
Nice, well coached, a team that understands.
But they got to keep moving though.
To work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Now second down and a few inches. They'll look to throw.
And then, well,
His throw's
incomplete.
gonna be incomplete. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder
So
what
third and
exactly
inches.
is going
I mean,
on.
the
Is
only
he a little
saving
bit
grace
dinged up
from
here,
that
or
was
is
the
it
fact that
off
it
just by a bit?
stopped the clock.
Maybe he can get it
But
back in this situation.
they got to get the first down, and preferably a whole lot more. All right, so they do get the first down.
And he is going to have a Cardinals first down, and he'll have it by plenty.
All right, Moore gets it, but they got to keep moving, though. They got to keep moving. They still have that one timeout in their back pocket, though.
They're going to have to stop the clock.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. First and 10. Back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back.
And second and 4. Well, they got to go for more chunk yards. They can't be doing these short passes here. Anyway, a first. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, Clinton. And of course, at the time, the coach was Cliff Kingsbury.
He'll look to throw. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver.
And it's a first down. And they do use a timeout there.
Third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. No timeouts left. Of course, the defense knows that too. Here's first and 10.
All right, first and 10 at the 40.
Black.
Oh, he's going to go for the long one!
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans.
And that's an interception by Ryan, and that will do it.
And the Niners have just about
They went for the long ball, but San
was
Francisco,
in the air for
they
an
anticipated it,
agonizingly long time.
and that's going to end it. And I have to think that Cliff Kingsbury is going to be put through a table when the clock hits 0.
As a result, it's an easy interception.
I mean, great play there by Ryan. Of course, Ryan did what he had to do. Join the club. I know there's a couple of other players that do that. But I will say, though, Clinton, that, yeah, I do agree with you. They really do need to geographically correct the divisions in terms of their locations based on where that is. I mean, yeah, he had to throw the pass, but the fact that they did not do a good job with the time management. But then again, and of course the play calling wasn't very stellar. I mean, it's like, well, you got to have chunk plays. You have to get plays that are onto the sideline. You take what you get, but you got to hurry up. But give credit to San Francisco as they get the job done.
In the game, because even doing it that way, being that clean, partner, they weren't able to really run away with this game. So that tells us just how important it was to make sure you played.
But then again, it could have happened. We could have seen an upset, but instead we didn't, and the Colts to Houston moved the Texans to Orlando. I just know that some people would do things like move the Titans back to Houston to be the Oilers again, and then they would move the Indianapolis Colts back to Baltimore. I know that's what some people would do. And then, of course, go from there. And in terms of, all right, well, then where do you put some of the other teams, you know? But for Atticus, I know that Atticus is going to, put Cliff Kingsbury in through a table. I know that. And by all means, Atticus didn't have a bad game, but unfortunately, or actually, he had 2 interceptions, but I don't know what else I could say about that one interception that was very questionable. I mean, that was the play that broke the camel's back, so to speak. Okay. Or at the very least, I would just rename the Texans to the Oilers, and then they can be the Oilers. They can keep their current colors. They would just have to. They would just be able to use the Oilers name. That's all. I mean, I'd keep the Chiefs and the Cowboys where they are, but I would move the Ravens, though. Just because the Colts were there first, so. But yeah, Brock Purdy had exactly what he needed to do. Not a very good game by him. And then, of course, Christian McCaffrey had the most runs. I'm not sure, Clinton. I haven't tried that. But who knows? One of these days I would love to. I would love it if they had the old Madden games available. So that way you can go back in time and say oh yeah, what if I put these players, the players we have now, into the old games? Oh, so. Or at the very least, just move the Cowboys into the West and KC in the East. That's where they should be, but they didn't put them in there. I don't know why, but they did. But of course, I went the wrong way. But of course, Christian McCaffrey had 2 touchdowns, which was to his credit, really. Rondale Moore had that 1 touchdown reception towards the end of the game. But DJ Humphries allowed 2 sacks, as did Paris Johnson. Then, of course, he had 2 guys tied for the most number of tackles. But Chase Young had 2 sacks. And then Logan Ryan and Dre Greenlaw each had an interception. Yeah, the things you used to be able to do with the old games, I'll just say that. Well, those are the stats for each of our teams, but in the end, San Francisco wins this, and for the Cardinals, they are out. But we still have the other games to deal with. We still have the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins, as well as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Saints, still yet to play. So those are the 2 games that we'll be having in the... Oh, you have the game, you just don't have a way to stream it. Oh, understandable. But I want to thank those who have been here since the start. And I want to say thank you to Clinton and Azriel and Atticus and everybody else that has been here or was here at one time or another. But it's all good, though. I want to say thank you to those watching the replay. I will continue the MLB series It's just that I will alternate between that and Madden, or I could probably just finish up Madden and then just focus on the MLB series too while I'm at it. Oh, thank you very much, Patty. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words there, Patty, and also I want to wish that I also want to hope that everything's going well now that the thunderstorms have passed. I hope. But until then, this is the Blue Toad to Jew 22 signing off, saying goodbye, and I will see you guys either tomorrow or on Thursday, and go from there. Have a good night, everybody. Take good care.